It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here, fresh off the Super Bowl. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I was going for the 49ers to win. They were basically dominating the whole game. They had it in their palms, and they gave it up in overtime at the last minute. So, yeah, me and my family are pretty disappointed about that. But congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all deserve it. Y'all won it. And, I wouldn't be surprised if that was they played in Vegas. Y'all know Vegas. Y'all know how it goes in the betting game. I'm not going to make no allegations or accusations, but we see the writing on the wall. And y'all know I say it looks like it's written in blood. Getting back to the music, though, we all knew and had been anticipating Usher's halftime show. And honestly, he didn't disappoint. When I first saw it, I will say that I was a little bit on the fence about the performance. And I think the reason why I was a little on the fence, not about him performing, but just as I was watching it, was because I had my son, and this was my first time actually watching a major sporting event and a halftime show and all that stuff with a child. And he was a little bit fussy and stuff during the performance. He did get good, at one point, but it was a little bit mixed for me. You know what I mean? So some parts I kind of missed, some parts I was looking up other things. So I didn't get to see it the way everybody else did. I had to go back, make some notes, come back today, fresh mind, recharged, watch it all over again. And I must say, he did an excellent job. All right. Now let's get to the actual notes. So they open up the show with a My Way Caught Up medley, right? Which My Way is one of my favorite Usher albums, period. Classic records. I'm a 90s kid. It serves. You know what I'm saying? It serves the purpose. You go into Caught Up, which is a little bit more modern, but it kind of fits into the vibe. I'm sure some people were wondering why he opened up the show with the performance of Caught Up. Maybe it wasn't the strongest intro, but please keep in mind, with a show like that, you got to pace yourself. You got to craft waves, peaks and valleys, right? You got to have high moments, low moments, medium moments. And not to mention, he's performing on a live mic, singing and dancing. So that's a lot. You got to make sure that you weave everything and time it in a way to where he's going to be able to complete a 13-minute set with no breaks. I've seen some people making fun of the wardrobe choice, and I have to admit, I do kind of wonder what made him stray from his residency look with the black classic look, leather with the skeleton back. He kind of did a rendition of that later in the performance. It looked like Sub-Zero, but whatever. You know what I mean? But I think that would have been a better look just because that's the era he's been in. Just kept it like the same. But with TV, you want to get bedazzled. You want to look bejeweled and go larger than life. But hell, Bruno Mars ain't had to do that. Anyway, they went with kind of a players ballroom type of vibe. I could respect it. Of course, he had the bejeweled gloves on, giving tribute to MJ. He had 2 gloves on. By the time he was done, he had 1. Cool. Starting out the performance, his mic was a little bit low. People were definitely critiquing that online, especially spending time on Twitter. You'll see all types of shit. But they got it right eventually. And for me, I wasn't so mad about the mic because when a singer is on stage, on TV, singing, and you could tell they're below the music, you at least know they're really singing and it's not a fucking track where they just playing it and they just dancing, cosplaying and shit, man. And nobody come to see that. So at least we know he was really, putting them notes into the fucking mic. Okay? They go into You Don't Have to Call, which is one of my personal favorite Usher songs. You know what I'm saying? The choreography's hitting. You could tell he's utilizing a lot of real estate as he's coming forward on the field. He's not staying stoic in one spot, which is not easy. Which is another thing to take into account with the pacing of the show, because a lot of us, given the shape that we're in real life, we couldn't walk across that motherfucking football field without taking a break, without getting winded, without needing some water. You know what I'm saying? So to be singing, dancing, staying on cue, staying in the motherfucking sync with the choreographic niggas and shit. Yeah, you gotta appreciate elder statesman. He ain't 22 no more. You know what I mean? And he killed that shit. He's gradually covering a lot of space. He ends up maybe like 20 yards up before they get into the next song. So I just want to point those things out. Of course, he goes into superstar spotlight thing, the transition intro. Everybody knows that part. I'm not going to try to sing that shit. And then they transition that from the intro into Love in This Club, which I liked. I thought it was a nice way to slow it down briefly and then turn the energy right back up. Not a big fan of Love in This Club, but I like the version that they did live. Right? So boom. From there, they transition into Alicia Keys' iconic piano solo intro on If I Ain't Got You. She does her thing. And then they go into, of course, their collaboration on My Boo. I've seen some people that were critiquing Alicia Keys, and I know it's popular to dump and shit on Alicia Keys, but I'm not here for that shit, man. Y'all gotta appreciate the legends. Y'all gotta let the legends do what the fuck they do, because they're not gonna be here very long in this next era of music. I don't know if we're gonna have any more legends, especially not coming from R&B. Y'all gonna be real sad when the pickings is Summer Walker for a Super Bowl performance. She could sing like a motherfucker, but performance-wise, that's not her strong point. So y'all might want to appreciate the motherfuckers who actually put the effort in and want to be iconic, because it ain't too much left after these niggas. Okay? Now, there was some parts where Alicia Keys' voice was cracking. We're going to acknowledge that. But also keep in mind the types of songs that Alicia likes to sing. She likes to do she likes to do loud notes and powerful, coming from like deep diaphragm and belting out. And everybody that we've seen, well, I won't say everybody, but a lot of the people that we've seen that come from previous eras, the Motown era, all that good shit, the Patti LaBelle's, goddamn, Aretha Franklin's and shit, over time, their vocals ain't gonna hit the same way that they used to. They can still sing, but it ain't what it used to be. Alicia Keys, I'm not putting her in that same category, same vein of power vocalist, but the trend remains the same. Look at how many people disrespect Mary J. Blige and just flat out say she can't sing no more. I don't think that shit's cool. You know what I'm saying? Doing that shit for years, taking the stage for 20, 30 years, singing these songs, and y'all don't understand the toll it takes on people, on their health and in their vocal cords, especially if you're not going by a strict diet and different supplements and things to really keep you in perfect vocal health. That shit ain't easy, bro. I feel like the My Boo piece was actually really dope. I think they had very good chemistry on stage. You could see when they was dancing, and when he grabbed up on her, I was like, oh shit, Swiss Beats, the monster finna come out. Y'all remember when that nigga Swiss Beats dissed Drake and shit on live? You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, what the fuck finna happen, y'all? But they had it all in good fun. I'm sure Swiss wasn't really tripping, but the optics looked a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It was like, oh shit. Usher, hey, Usher a slick nigga, man. All the ladies that went up on that motherfucker, Alicia Keys, her, Usher be looking at ass, man. Like, as much as he be grooving and shit, you would think he be looking them in the eye and, you know, watching they move. That nigga be looking at ass. That's just my observation, though, man. I ain't trying to put you under the bus, man. I heard you're getting married. Alicia's married. More power to everyone. Just saying what I saw. Okay? But you could tell they were having a great time nonetheless, and when he grabbed up on her, I don't know, man. Alicia she looked elated, goddamn. Again, just my observation. Maybe I didn't see what y'all saw. Moving right along. Going into confessions. Hey, man. Everybody look pretty cool. What the fuck going on with you, JD? You came out looking like Leprechaun in the Hood, my nigga. I love you, dog. I love you. You are a legendary producer, songwriter. You got hits upon hits upon hits upon hits. You can go for fucking days, all the hits you got. What made you choose Leprechaun in the Hood as your fucking as your mood board, brother? Them goddamn Lucky Charms suit socks you had on, man. What the fuck going on, JD? You got niggas talking about you look like CeeLo. God damn, brother. You could have came out in the goddamn denim suit for all that shit. God damn. JD, y'all know what this is. We don't know what this is, nigga. What the fuck? But nonetheless, going into that shit, man, they was having a great time. I'm still tripping on the fact nigga said you look like CeeLo. That's fucked up. That nigga Usher ain't got no songs with CeeLo neither. And nigga still thought it was him. From there, they transitioned into Nice and Slow, going to Let It Burn, you know, going into them motherfucking classics. You feel me? Now, again, when I first watched the playback, I wasn't all that enthralled into the track listing and the selections and stuff, but I was missing certain shit. When I watched it again, I'm like, this was kind of immaculate in terms of picking those hits, the songs that people like myself grew up on, the songs that were foundational in him becoming a legend, the songs that were foundational in, you know, creating that super fandom that people have adapted with him over the years, those that stayed down, those that still don't understand, you know what I mean, that the nigga is an Atlanta transplant and he's running with that shit. So many people like, hey man, he's from Chattanooga. Hey dog, that nigga from the motherfucking A. That nigga came to the A at a young age. That nigga was still prepubescent when he came and fucked with JD. So get over it. Okay. I will say though, for a lot of those really classic hit records, he didn't do full versions. He did just like the intros or some of the most memorable moments from the songs and then moved into something else, which again, we have to take into account because he only had 13 minutes. That's the time of the Super Bowl halftime show. No matter what, it's 13 minutes. That's what you got to work with. So please cut him some slack. It's not like he could go do a 30-minute set. Then goes into You Got It Bad, which is another one of my favorites. I mean, nigga got joints. Of course, at some point, you knew this nigga was going to take his goddamn shirt off. You knew he was going to, you know, go topless and say that, you know, don't call my car topless, say the titties is out and shit. Niggas start ticking around the mic and doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what he do though. You know what I mean? Especially coming up in the A. You know what I mean? I remember being in elementary school. We used to get in them goddamn ticking contests and shit, man. Busting nigga head. You know what I mean? You got to do it. But we knew that was happening. From there, we get her coming out on stage. And she does the fucking the guitar solo from You Got It Bad. You know, good shit. Now, was it me or was her dressed in like TLC No Scrubs tribute type vibes? Was it just me or was I tripping? I'm sure some people probably looked at the leather and was like, oh, that looked like Aaliyah. No, not me. Some people might even say Janet. No. I saw No Scrubs. The red and the fucking black. It wasn't an exact replica, but it seemed derivative to me. You know what I mean? She came out on some chilly shit in my eyes. You know, she then goes into Bad Girls. And then the Skaters come out, of course, which is a direct connection to the theme of his Las Vegas residency that he's been doing. So I thought that was nice to connect that. Ashley Amani, who's been skating with him, she's been like the primary co-star during that whole residency thing. She came out and did her part. She's really dope. You should check her out if you don't know who she is. Then you got will.i.am come out, talking about some Deja Vu. Then they go into OMG. What was really funny about that was I saw people on Twitter that was like, yo, I'm so glad he didn't perform Oh My God. And it's like, yes, the fuck he did. He definitely did. But they did like a new rendition of it. It wasn't the cheesy. I never liked that song, but it was a much better version yesterday, you know, with the live band and everything. That was pretty fire. And I'm glad that they kept it condensed, simple, and not the full record. Lil Jon then comes out, Turn Down for What, turns the energy up, keeps it on a high level. And of course, the white people was waiting on, yeah. They turned it up with Yeah. And, you know, they had a great time. I saw someone on Twitter trying to, you know, when Luda came out, they were like, oh, make sure y'all give Tizo Touchdown his credit for rocking the shoulder pads, the football shoulder pads. And I'm like, yo, all respect due to Tizo Touchdown. I fuck with him. I don't really like all the Spike shit, but that's his thing. But y'all do know shoulder pads and the Afro Blowout, that's Andre 3000 shit. Have y'all never ever seen, what was it, Bombs Over Baghdad or whatever the fuck video that was? What video was that where he had the shit on, man? Andre 3000 with the shoulder pads. Don't make me have to go looking this shit up, man. I'ma fucking do it anyway, but I thought this was goddamn Bombs Over Baghdad. Rosa Parks. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I'm Googling this shit while I'm doing it because I don't want to be inaccurate. But that was his thing. That was some shit he did for a minute with them goddamn shoulder pads. So don't give credit to goddamn Tizo. And of course, Luda was doing the fucking blowout fro for years too before he cut his shit. So please, people, if you're going to cite your sources, make sure that the sources are correct. I mean, I'm doing it live action. Moving right along, though. We ain't going to stay there. But it always comes back to the A. Always come back to Atlanta, baby. Y'all better do your research. Keep your feet first. Or get your feet hurt. Want to give a huge salute to Usher for capping it off with the Yin Yang Twins medley. You know, Yin Yang Twins don't always get their just due. Sometimes it's self-inflicted because one of them niggas always in jail getting drunk and shit like that. So they don't really get to be out here as much as they could be. These niggas is Atlanta legends, music legends. They made hits upon hits. But they just don't really be outside like that the way that they could or should be. So I was glad that they got their recognition. I hope they get some performance royalties off their song beat being played on TV. During Luda's verse on Yeah, we heard a little piece of Petey Pablo's Freak a Leak, also produced by Lil Jon. I hope he gets something off of that too, because we haven't really seen Petey Pablo in a very long time since Drumline for a lot of people. Yeah. Petey Pablo came out with that motherfucking Blue Mink and shit. I still remember that shit. That nigga was, man, we should have did better with Petey Pablo, man. He was like a Southern Busta Rhymes and niggas just kind of brushed him off to the side. That nigga went to death row and never made it back. We also heard a little piece of David Banner's play. So when he was like, so give me the rhythm of the beat off of the clothes, bend over to the front and touch your toe. There was like a psh, psh, psh. If y'all remember, that's David Banner's play, which was not produced by Lil Jon. It was produced by Mr. Khaled Park. So although David Banner is from Mississippi, not Atlanta, Mr. Khaled Park is from Atlanta. And if y'all don't know who Khaled Park is, he produced that record. He also produced a lot of records for Yin Yang Twins. He discovered the Yin Yang Twins. Or I won't say discovered, but he put them on. He also was responsible for putting out Soulja Boy, signing him off of MySpace back in the day. That's Mr. Khaled Park. He also signed VIC. A lot of y'all may not know him specifically, but y'all do know the Wobble song that still has us in a chokehold at all black functions, family reunions, cookouts, 4th of July, Memorial Day. Y'all know what the fuck going on, right? That's VIC, Wobble, baby. So that's also a Mr. Khaled Park production. So it was very Atlanta. So when Usher goes up there and says, I turned the world to the A. Yeah, I turned the world to the A. Not only was it his shit, not only was it the people that came out on stage, but it was also the ones that weren't there whose music got played. Jeezy, hey, you heard that shit on Love in This Club. Like, very Atlanta, although from the R&B standpoint. Overall, I think it was a really good performance. It stood out more to me than Rihanna's, to be honest. I mean, she was up there performing pregnant. There was only so much that she could do. Nobody really was extra critical of it that I saw, you know, but as we spoke about on Music and Money the other day, her fucking Fenty shit went through the roof just off of rocking it and the commercials that they had going on. So it worked in her favor. But I think the way that they did it with Usher was dope. And then he had like 8 commercials with him in it, just popping up in random spots to just let y'all know that, hey, nigga, I'm out here. I hope this does translate into album success. I haven't listened to the album yet. I've heard mixed reviews about it. I'm going to check it out for myself. But there's other shit going on in the world that just kind of hindered me from doing it, right? Cool. So that's pretty much what I got for y'all on the Usher thing. Let me know how y'all felt about the show. Let me know how y'all felt about the game in general. I'm sure y'all want to talk about Beyonce, and we're going to, just not in this video. So give me about an hour or so, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. We're coming right back with the Beyonce, Yes, the country music and all that good shit. We gonna dive deep into all of that. So don't go nowhere. Now that y'all done watched this, we coming right back, baby. All right, much love and respect. Y'all stay safe out there. Hope y'all enjoyed your day. Hopefully y'all are having a good day right now. And I'm going to take y'all out with Let's Get It. Y'all already know how we do over here. Much love and respect. I'll see y'all in just a few. Peace.
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.